going on? Black Feniks checking in, and I want to talk to you for a second about there's a time to plant and a time to harvest. We have these different seasons in our lives where we're really working on ourselves, on our goals, our dreams, ambitions, and those are the times where you really plant seeds because the goal is to grow your thought process into becoming what you actually want to be, and you plant seeds to do that. Like you read certain material, you visit certain people, you go to seminars, you obtain the knowledge you need, so that way you can be able to plant the proper seeds to get the harvest you're looking for. Right now, I was just thinking about how the seeds I've been planting with HogOn Welding over the last few years, and I have seen things starting to grow, but I also have to break down certain things. You know how, like, when you start and you think that, okay, this is the direction, I'm solid, I got something, and then after you start building and you get things going, you realize that, hey, maybe I built this on the wrong soil. There's an old saying that says you can build your house on sand or you can build your house on a rock. Both of them can sustain the house, but one of them will sustain the house longer. You know what I mean? Will actually make it endure when things are real hard for you. So I just wanted to talk to you for a moment about that because life is real, man, and we all face different things. What's up with it now? What's up? Thanks for checking in. What you got going on? I just feel like it's important that we realize the processes of things, and that those dark hours at times when you don't understand how things are going to work out or what direction things are going to go, a lot of times those are seed planting moments where you have to keep the faith, but you have to keep the work ethics, and everything eventually pan itself out. But I would say that when you're planting seeds, you're gonna get tired. Like anything else, when you planting people, you exhaust your energy a lot. Your focus, you really want to see. It's like a movie I seen where a little girl had planted a garden, and boy, she was out there every day looking, and she was like, "Man, mama, ain't nothing coming up." And her mama was like, "It's gonna take some minutes. It's gonna take a little time. Give it some time. It's gonna grow." And sometimes that's why it be like, sometimes we be like that little girl that once we plant that seed, we go out there every day. Man, I don't see nothing. Man, I don't see nothing. And then we get discouraged. You know what I mean? Let's see what you said. Field welding isn't shop welding. I like to say that because when you're in the field, you have to have a different set of skills. You have to know how to fix different corrections in the field, and it's not a comfortable environment. So you have to learn how to do a great job in an uncomfortable setting. So that's why I like to say field welding isn't shop welding, because truly you have to know something to do both. Now you can be in the shop. I done seen many shop welders get in the field, they lost. And I have seen some field welders get in the shop and they lost. But I have seen a lot of field welders that can go in the shop. They can do everything in that shop they can do in the field. And that's a great field welder in my personal opinion. And that's like planting seeds. It goes back to planting seeds, because when you're in the field, you learn different techniques. Sometimes we be in an environment where it traps our creativity, where we only think we got to do this one way. Like there's only one way to do this in order to get this result. And actually there's many ways to do it. We just tend to put ourselves in a box and either complicate the situation or not getting around the right people to get the information we need. So when you plant seeds, make sure that you wrap your the seeds that you're planning on wanting to plant, and make sure you get some good information from the right circles, because there's a lot of misleading information out here. You know what? It's just a different technique. It's just a different technique, different wire, different ways you can do things. But I like to say field welding isn't shop welding, because most definitely it's different when you're in the field and have to get uncomfortable and have to figure out ways to do things. So I would most definitely say that there is a difference. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to come to y'all, actually just talk to you about that for a second, because I was thinking about it today, the seeds I planted. And actually I planted some seeds where the harvest came back again. You know how you'll plant a seed, and you was eating off something for a certain period of time, and then it kind of washed up and drained up. You're like, well, we had some good meals out of there. It's time to move on to another harvest. And sometimes those seeds can fall, and you can go back and reharvest what you had already planted several times without actually having to go plant another seed, because you already planted it. Especially when you networking, and these on terms of showing good work ethics, bringing people out of holes, showing up on time, helping people really think outside of the box, make things happen. I think that right there really helps people when you're building your brand, especially when you're building your brand. So I think that's something most definitely that we should be aware of. And you know what? Sometimes you face things like that where people don't want to go out your way and be like, man, it's going to be harder. Can you just make it happen this way? And sometimes you just got to make it happen. You know what I mean? But that's going to make you better, because each situation improves us to be stronger and stronger. What up, Will? Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most definitely, man. You know, sometimes you get in situations like that where you have to um, maneuver around to actually make things happen. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you will be at pursuing different field welding repairs. You know what I mean? So today I was just really just checking in. Like I say, I done planted some seeds, and the seeds are actually starting to bring forth a harvest again. And it amazes me sometimes the way it worked. Like some people, and this is what I have noticed, individual. This is me personally. Me being a black independent welder, and especially being conscious and for my people, you know, I don't bite my tongue, and I most definitely don't allow nobody to step on me or disrespect me. And I give respect before someone has to give it to me. I instantly give it because that's what I want in return. And I have noticed how, you know, me just being independent like this and being not allowing people to step on me, it tends to intimidate certain people. And I don't even do anything to just do me, but some people get intimidated, and they'll try to mess up your harvest. They'll try to figure out ways to get you outside of that circle, even if you're just coming in temporary to help out a situation. And I had it plenty of times where being independent, I'm helping different contractors, or I'm helping different company fabrication shops finish something. Some of the people there get intimidated. I'm like, hey man, I'm not working for these folks. I'm past due doing a contract. If you could do what I'm doing, then they wouldn't have to hire me to do it. And sometimes they get, some of the workers that get salty. Man, they could have paid me. I could have did this. Well, if they did, they would have did that. You know what I mean? But some people get salty, and I'm on a situation where some people had got salty on um, actually a contract I was doing for a gentleman, and it was some other people that he had working for him that felt some type of way, evidently. And we finished up. We was doing some work, and all the work was going good. And once we got finished, it kind of came to a standstill. I was like, I'm gonna get back at you, but he had built up, you know, a new team, so to speak. And now parts of that team has been falling apart, evidently. And I was, you know, he reached back out to me, hey man, I need a little help on this, blase, blase. And I'm like, okay. So I consider that as being a seed that I've already planted. But some of people tried to mess up the harvest, but when you good at what you do, they gonna call you back. And that's what happens every time. That's how it happens sometimes, you know what I mean? Some people will just want you to cut a couple corners, so that way they don't have to do anything harder. So you just have to make it the best you can do in that certain situation or predicament. You know what I mean? Because I done been there. I done been in situations like that. But I know you made it happen anyway. You know what I mean? I know you got a good skill set now, so I know you getting your hog on. So I know you good. But you know what? I think that when you do things like that, all it does is improve your confidence. It gives you more confidence a every time you tackle a difficult project. You know what I mean? You gain more and more reassurance that you can do it, and learning how to position the rod or the wire to actually do certain things. You know, that's why I say field welding is the shop one, because you're gonna learn a lot of different things in the field that you won't do in the shop, but you have to do in the field because of field repairs and just um, the setup that goes around being mobile all the time. You know what I mean? But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna let you go. I'm actually, like I said, I just wanted to come through here really and talk about that because it's just crazy on how you can plant certain seeds and then later another storm can come, a storm that that life happens, and then some seeds that you know already planted to grow again, and now you out there having a harvest all over again from some seeds you planted a long time ago. And this is about business. I'm just relating this to networking, being independent, business minded, being mobile. Work ethics always come around, even if a person don't like you because you who you are. If your work ethic stand out, it'll come back around. And I have witnessed it and witnessed it. So I just want to say that don't worry about people that don't understand you or get intimidated because your grind is a little different than theirs. You just got to be about your work ethics and stand on what you do. And I swear to come back full circle. But sometimes it don't happen overnight, but it will happen overnight. Hold on, y'all be blessed, man.